Hello everyone, Courtney Swain here, and today I have the 3 things you must do to know if that guy that you're seeing or interested in, if he's really interested in you. Is he serious? Is he just playing games? If you really want to know, there are 3 things you must follow. Number 1, you must love yourself. If you're not sure what that is or how to go about it, some of the steps you can take in that process would be to get to know you. Find out what you want to do with your life. Find out what your goals are, what you do like, what you don't like, where your interests lie. What are your, 10-year long-term goals or 5-year long-term goals. Those are ways to start to get to know you, because that's the process you need to take in loving yourself. A lot of women have distractions in their life, whether it's family or some guy they're seeing or kids or what have you, where they're giving so much to everybody else, they don't never leave anything left for them. So a lot of distractions, I understand, are out there, but you have to learn to take some time for yourself. Maybe if you have kids, maybe while they're sleeping, that would be a good time for you to get to know you. That's very important. Things about yourself that you do like, you want to find that out. Things about yourself that you don't like, that as well you want to find out. And the things you may not like about yourself, if it's something that you can change, work on that. If it's something about yourself you don't like that you can't change, you have to learn to love yourself with that shortcoming, as well. Number 2, you have to have a set of standards for yourself. Standards are just your do's and don'ts, things you will do, things you won't do, things you will tolerate, things you won't. If you don't have one, you need to get one immediately. Like me, I have 3 standards for my life. Number 1, I will never like or love you more than I do myself. And as far as, dating, relationships, things like that. Some people think that's mean, but that is my ironclad, and I've learned the hard way. I've made mistakes along the way with dating and relationships to finally draw this conclusion. And ever since I did, I haven't had any regrets. Now, that's not to say if I'm seeing someone, an emergency comes up or something, I've been dating them a while, maybe. But I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, I just talked to you a couple times, and all of a sudden you got this major emergency, and you think I'm supposed to drop or give you money or stuff like that. No, I have a problem with that. I'm not going to do that. But as far as love, no, I will never love that person more than I do myself. It's not to say I will never love them. It's just I'll never love them more than I do myself. So that's number 1. Number 2, I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't care. I don't want. You know how a lot of them are say something disrespectful, and then if you get offended, oh, I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you. Well, you know what? This ain't Toys R Us. I'm not one of them game systems you play. You want to go play around, take yourself to Toys R Us or go play one of your games or something, but that's not cute to me. Okay. Yeah, and disrespect when you hear it. They'll say something to put you down, or they'll come off very controlling, will just do what I say, or they do all the talking, never get to know you or find out how your day was or what's going on with you. I mean, I could go on and on, but the average one of us, we have common sense and we know what disrespect is, and I won't tolerate it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Okay, I'm very ironclad with that. Number 3 is I will never live in fear. I grew up in fear. I was raised with family that was always fearful and almost scared to cross the street. Oh, you can't do that. You're going to get in trouble. Don't do that. I grew up with that. So once I got older, I realized that's fear. I didn't even realize that because everybody around me was like that, just so scary to do anything or try anything or say anything or speak up for themselves or any of that. So now I'm at a point in life, no, I don't care. I will not live my life in fear. Where you're just scared to go out and do anything, or you're afraid this is going to go wrong or that is going to go wrong, things like that. I mean, there's a difference between fear and being cautious, okay? If I'm driving somewhere and somebody runs up to me and says, don't go down there where the bridge is out, I'm going to, okay, let me make a U-turn. I'm not going to keep going. So, we all have common sense. You know, we're adults here. It's very important to, you know the difference of living in fear and being cautious. You know, if you're just scared to do anything and think everything's going to go wrong all the time, and you live your life that way, and you don't step out and you don't take any risk or chances with your life, and I don't mean something crazy like jumping off a cliff, but as far as if you want to make a move career-wise, or decide you want to go to school for this, or, you know, things like that. Like I said, we're all adults here. We know the difference. So those are my 3 standards for my life, not just in dating, but just for my life, period. Okay? Now, number 3 of the steps, 1, 2, and 3, we're now on 3. And the third one is you need to know your worth. You need to know what you deserve. And you need to stick to that. You learn as you go to do number 1 and 2. Number 3 will be easy to come to. Knowing what you're worth, knowing what you deserve. There's nothing, a lot of women feel like, you know, if they want a man that is established and is, you know, taking care of business and can afford to take them out to dinner and things like that, a lot of women have been brainwashed into believing that that makes them a gold digger. Okay? Well, understand, gold digger is a term that came up, that was made up by men who aren't trying to do anything with their life, you know, whether they're not working or anything. And you have to be very careful with that, because you'll find yourself dealing with a guy that doesn't have anything, that's not trying to do anything, and you'll get sucked in to be doing everything for him. So it's okay with that type of mindset if a man is expecting a woman to take care and do everything for him. But if a woman expects him to be able to do anything for her, suddenly she's a gold digger. No, that standard needs to be same for both. If it's a woman that's looking for a man to do everything for her, or a man expecting a woman to do everything for her, it should be the same thing. It shouldn't be any distinction, but you know, in this society it is. There's nothing wrong with wanting a man who can take you out to dinner. I mean, let's face it. The man shouldn't even be offering to try to take you out anywhere if he can't afford to. That doesn't make any sense. You don't want to get stuck out at dinner with somebody and all of a sudden, oh, I forgot my wallet or whatever, and you end up paying for everything. Because if you're not careful, you keep seeing that guy, you'll always be paying for everything. And the more you do it, the more his attitude will get worse of expecting you to do these things for you. So that's why it's important to have a set of standards for yourself. Going out to lunch is something, you know, going Dutch, excuse me, I should say, to me is something that you do with your girlfriends or maybe your co-workers at lunchtime or something like that. But going out on a date with a man and paying your own way, to each his own, I guess. I mean, maybe some women are fine with that. My thing is, why are you here? I could go out to lunch with my family or my kids or something, and if I want to be paying for my own way, you know, I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned that way, but was one of my things in dating. If you can't even afford to take me out to dinner, don't ask. Also, ladies, be mindful of men, because really as I do my research and I talk to girlfriends and in my own dating experience, I have noticed a lot of them really don't ask anymore. They meet you somewhere, they approach you, hey, how you doing? And they just kind of start talking, but they never ask you to go out. And please leave me comments, because I want to know if any of you are experiencing that too. Where they'll show up, they just start talking, hi, how you doing, you know, and if you don't watch yourself as a woman, that's when you start talking and just spilling everything, and as you start talking, he'll get quiet, and he'll just take in everything you say. And he'll start asking you more questions and more questions and more questions. And each question gets nosier than the one before. Before all this is over, he knows all your business. He knows who you're dating, if you're dating, how many kids you got, where you live, where you work. So you have to be careful of that, because they'll start asking you a whole bunch of questions. And this person literally just walked up to you out in the grocery store, at the club, or wherever you were when you met this person. So be mindful of telling too much too quick when you don't even know these people and they're not. Now if the conversations, don't get me wrong, the conversation's back and forth where he's telling you stuff about him and you don't mind telling him some things about you, that's fine. But some of them just come out like attack. Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, you look good. Oh, that's a cute outfit. Or something. You know, I don't know about the cute outfit thing, but oh, you look good. I like your smile, blah, blah, whatever. You know, oh, thank you. And then they, well, where you live at? Oh, you got a man? Oh, then they just start asking all them questions. So be mindful of that, where by the end of that, they know everything about you and you know very little about them. And they don't actually ask you out at the date. Once they gather all the information they need, they may say, well, maybe we should go out sometime. But usually they start talking to get you to start telling everything, and then they learn how to use that against you. Now, not all men, just certain types. So just be mindful of that as well. And that is my dating advice for today. Comments, questions, concerns are always welcome, so please leave me a comment. And I'm Courtney Swain, and you have a good day.